Hey guys, hope you're all well. Better than me. I am feeling rough, so bear with me. I think I've got a bit of man flu, either coming on or going or whatever. Yeah, I've done one of them COVID test things, so I ain't got that dreaded thing again. So yeah, I went to bed at 8 o'clock last night and didn't wake up till 11:30 today. And today's been extremely slow. So I'm going to try and do at least 1 or 2 jobs before I go back down the house and put my feet up again, because I'm not feeling 100%. Anyway, I'm going to try and do an engine stand, so at least if I end up going down the house and falling asleep for a stupid amount of hours and get up at silly o'clock, if I get the noisy jobs done now, it'll leave me to do a bit more cleaning and painting if I do get up at silly o'clock in the morning. So I've been and scratted around for several lumps of scrap and just put some temporary stand together to get it up in the air, and I want to leave enough gap at the bottom so I can get under there to clean and paint as well. Let's see how this goes. I could do without lifting that right now, but it's got to be done. At least, like I say, if I've done it and I wake up at silly o'clock, at least I can get on with painting it. I'm also going to probably try and weld the base on that giant nut for the oil lamp. I've painted it all, by the way. I'll have a look at that in a moment. It's all painted. I've just got to finish the stand off so we can put that together. Anyway, I've got to try and get that engine across to that bench and start bodging some sort of stand up, and it is just going to be a bodge, because when this stand's finished with, I'll be just breaking it all back up again so it's not in the way. So it's not going to be a nice job, it's just going to do a purpose just so we can get this painted. Anyway, let's give myself a kick up the backside and see what we can do. This is probably not the cleverest thing to be doing right now, but it's got to be done. We've got to get on with this job. I'll be so glad when this is finished. I'm even prepared to probably work all over Christmas to keep this flowing. I just want it done now. Anyway, do I need the toilet before I lift that? I think it'll be all right. You have to be careful of these things at this age. It could end in disaster. It's like asking your kids if they need the toilet before you go on a long trip. You have to ask yourself if you need the toilet before you lift something heavy. Let's not go into detail. I don't want to do this. When this is done and that turbo bite's done, I've got a rule. Twin cylinder bikes, max. Never again. Come on. I know a lot of you are saying, why don't you bring the bench over to the engine? Because then I've got to try and move the bench with the engine on anyway, because I want the bench there so I can work all the way around it. Come on, just get on with it. Oh, what's that? What's sounding loose? Oh well, we'll soon find out. There's nowhere to bloody grab it from. That's heavy. Oh. Too old for 4-cylinder engines. There we go. And I didn't go to the toilet. Magic. Right, so what we got? Got a couple of pieces of 50mm box. This has all been scavenged out the various piles of scrap from around outside and in here. I've got another piece here which I'll cut up no doubt for cross members. I've actually got some Enfield gearbox mounts which may come in handy for the job. Can you tell I've got no particular plan how to do this? I'm just going to make it up as I go along. I've got the engine bolts for this engine. What else we got? Some 40 by 10 with holes drilled in them. There's another engine bolt. Oh, these pieces, these are what I shaped the under tray round for this bike. They may come in handy for this engine stand. So I want to get it high enough, like I say, to be able to get underneath it, to get everything else cleaned and painted underneath as well. Having it too low will just make it impossible to get paint on the underneath, and I want the whole thing covered. I've been and got the paint. I started the day off after getting up at 11:30. I just popped out and got the paint, and yes, I did do a COVID test like I said. So I've got the paint, I've got all the cleaning stuff, I've got a slow panel degreaser, so I'll be able to douse all this down, scrub it, blow it out with the airline, and we'll just keep going till it's completely clean. Like I say, it's not oily, it's just grimy, it's just dirty. And obviously we want a nice finish to get the paint on it. Right, I think we'll tip it forward first. Obviously the oil's drained out of this thing. We'll get these bits, these 40 by 10s on the back, bolt them up. And I think we'll start with these as the uprights. That should get a decent bit of height off the deck. So like I say, we can get under it. That's where that nut went. I've been looking for that. Stuck in the fins at the bottom. Oh, that's good. Yeah, like I say, we want a decent bit of height on it so we can get underneath to clean everything up properly. If you get them too low, it's just a pain to get to. And it should be able to stay on this bench here. I'll be able to get, there's only 2 bikes that come in at night now. I'll be able to get them either side of it. I'm still waiting for some good weather. They'd forecast good weather for this week, and it's still been raining. Obviously we want to get Dan's bike done. Right, I'm waffling and I feel terrible. Oh dear, here we go. Man up. Stop moaning. That one. Let's get you a bit closer. Also, I don't know what the footage is like. I'm back onto my old GoPro. I don't know if you noticed in the previous video, there's like some weird splodge in the top left-hand corner. Is it left-hand? You're looking at it or whatever. Yeah, there's no marks on the lens or nothing. And I've just got this weird splodge on all the footage. I don't know what that's about. I think that GoPro's still under a year old, so we might try and see if it can get repaired. That'll do for up there, I think. Yeah, that should do it. Right, we'll nip them up, then we'll get, oh, how's that going to work out? Oh, that size perfect, look, drops straight between them. This side ain't. So we'll cut a little notch out of the tube for this side. It goes up and hits it, look. That one is bang on. I don't know why I'm trying to eye everything up straight. It don't even matter, does it? I just want to get the thing to just do a job. Hold the engine up. Shall I turn the gas on? Might help. There we go. Yeah, that might be better. Right, I'm going to put this on the bottom, I think. That will give me about 1 foot of clearance under the engine to be able to get under there and do anything I need to do. Like I say, it really is just a bodge up, just to get the engine in the air so I can work on it. And then when I'm done, I shall break it all up because it'll just end up being something else that's in the way. Hence, I'm not taking a great deal of care building it. Then we've got to support the front somehow, and I've got to get it upright somehow. We'll figure it out. That'll do. Solid. Right, now for the tricky bit. Got to get it upright to do a support on the front. If in doubt, sit down and have a brew and think about it. It's too heavy. I'm matching today, look. My best suit. Right, I think I'm going to get it on this stand, tip it so the legs drop off the end of this table, so it's just on this jack it all up till we've got this up level with the table, and then we'll make a support for the front. That's if it's sitting safe like that. There's only one way to find out. Yes, that's the one. Get it to where it's happy and not going to tip up. That'll do. That's it. Now if we jack that all the way up, get these legs so they're back on the bench. Fingers crossed that will work. Well, that's all right. What are we moaning about? It's fine. Oh, is that high enough to slide across? It looks that way. Now slide it across. There we go. Bit more. At least having it on this leather apron, it slides easy. Right. Now I need to slide it back off the jack. I bet this looks dodgy as hell. You're right, it is. And I really should have someone here helping me. But that's not an option right at this minute. You're probably all cringing. Oh well. We're safe. Right, some sort of support for the front now, and then we can get the jack out of the way. Hey, we have a solution. So, I've sorted some old gearbox mounts for an Enfield. So bolted them on. This is a bodge, but it'll work. I just got to weld that onto there, and I think we'll be fine. It will do. Like I say, we're breaking it all up when it's done with this engine. If I was actually building half a dozen of these bikes, I would probably make something a lot better than what I've just done. Because yes, it is absolutely horrific, but it'll do a job. Put a little stream of weld down them. Okay, Let's see if it holds it up. Make sure it's all on the bench yet. Steady does it. Oh, I'll tell you what I've done. No, that's all right, it's free. I thought I'd put that cross member so low it'd trap the jack in there, but it hasn't. Hey, it works! Which is the main thing. But what I might do, I might wait for some gullible friend to turn up for a cup of tea one day and transfer this back onto the wooden bench. So I can put it somewhere better out of the way and work on it. There we go. That's sturdy. I know it looks absolutely terrible. I get that, but it literally is to do one job with this engine, and then, like I say, save having such a big lump of fabrication knocking around, or chop it all back up into pieces when it's done with this engine. Because it's something at that size is just in the way in here. So that'll do it. I can literally get all around that now. Get underneath. I can see everything underneath. I'll be able to get under there, spray it all in, probably drop the sump off and clean everything up properly. I'll be dropping these cases off, both sides. I'll order gaskets. And like I say, we'll be getting these polished back up. I have got new badges for these engine cases. Wow, aren't they expensive? for the nice ones. So I'll probably put the badges back on when the engine's back in the bike, because I have seen that so many times where people obviously do it when the engines are on their benches, and then when it goes back in the bike, they're wonky. I've seen it with tank badges as well, where people are going and put a like Yamaha, Royal Enfield, whatever, they'll put it on their tank where it's sat on the bench, and when it goes on the bike, the sticker's facing downwards or upwards. Well, I've seen that with these, and especially to do that with these, that'd be a very expensive mistake. Because yeah, they are quite pricey for the proper aluminium ones. So I'll probably put them back on when it's in the bike, just to make sure we get it sort of parallel with the ground sort of thing. So yeah, I'm ready to do that now. Let's say at least I can get on with that when I wake up at stupid hours, which I'm bound to do. I'm going to give it a last soak with the degreaser to start obviously loosening up all the grime that's on it. I'll keep soaking it on and off. It should all brush out, get it all blown out with the airline and stuff. Casing's off. I'll leave these spark plugs in for now. It doesn't matter if we paint them because we're going in with new ones. And then do our best. The bolts that I don't want to disturb, we'll do our best to mask all them off, because it just looks awful if you're painting over bolts and fixings. It just looks bad. And we're going to do our utmost best to make this engine look really nice without stripping it completely to paint it. I think we'll achieve it. We'll go steady and take our time. I think we can get this looking really nice. Anyway, before I finish for the day, because I'm starting to wear down a bit, I don't want to push it, so like I say, I don't feel the best. I'm going to weld that giant nut up, get the base on it, then I'm going to call it a day. So I think a quick cup of tea and then we'll get on with that. Okay, just a quick job on the lamp base then before I call it a day. Right, as you can see, we've got the green done. That's all gone off nicely. So literally all I've got to paint next, I'm going to clear coat these tubes. These will screw into there. And then get the base in this big nut. So we've got the big hole in, the nut goes through there, just about. It's got 3 little holes in, so it's going to be on feet. I've ordered some little rubber feet. They're only about, they're about 10-15 mil high or something like that. And I've put it on 3 because 3 are actually better than 4 because it won't rock with 3 feet. So we'll get that on. Drill a hole in the side for the cable. I've bought an inline cable switch. So the cable will come out so far down, we'll have another switch on there. So when this is painted in clear coat, we'll be putting it back together. So I'm going to get all the noisy jobs done now, and then we'll be able to paint that early hours or late one night. As you can see, the engine's no longer on this bench. Yes, I did move it off. It's on the bench there now. It's sort of out the way and I can work all around it where it stood over there. So yeah, I'm going to get the base on. I think it's going to look all right.
Back in Tupelo in 1935, baby boy rocked the world, her rhythm came alive. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. His guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. 19 years old in Memphis, Tennessee. Sam and son saw something come to be. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. With guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Shaking his hips and playing the licks. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. Here comes the king.
There we go, one big nut. Not me, that. All sorted. So all I've got to do is drill a hole in the side for the cable. I've welded nuts on the other side of this plate before I welded it on, because the feet that will come in are M5, so they'll screw straight into there now. Like I say, there's 3 of them, because as I said, 3 is better than 4 when it comes to something. It's like why some bar stools have 3 legs, stops them rocking, and some tables. So that's about it. A bit more of a surface finish dress up, and then that's ready for some clear coat. And then we can build the lamp back up. I've also got the brass, wherever I've put that. Here we go. Got the brass plate that I've got to drop off to be engraved. I think we're just going to go with something simple. I don't know, made in the doghouse, #1. Something like that. So I might drop that off in the morning actually. That's if I don't sleep for half the day like I did today. We'll see. I guess I needed it. It all caught up with me. So there we are. I'm going to call it a day at that. Go and get another restful evening and hopefully start feeling a lot better tomorrow. Anyway, that'll do. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.